some breeze. I'm getting hot. He sounds so different. Mine is so loud. It's so obnoxious. Alright, okay. Alright, now, here we go. So we're at this pause, at this slow, dramatic moment of this people in a Dodge Colt having a gun on AMAP and a girl named Candy. Alright, well, I need to find I need to show, I didn't demonstrate what she was doing while I was going slow. There's another lizard! Okay, so she's holding me like this, right? And her head's down. Ooh, there's a tree. Okay. And they just kept saying stuff. And all I could say was no. And I don't think my no's were as convincing as my first few, but they were like, give us the keys. No. Give us. Come on, we're gonna shoot you in the belly. And I'd say no. And I'm, now I look back and I'm like, yeah, that was a brave thing, stepping in front of that girl, but if they would have pulled that trigger, it would have gone right through both of us. But obviously they, well, I haven't, maybe I shouldn't say that because you don't know if I've been shot yet. Okay, so I got this girl and this gun, and the gun is on the wrong end. It's pointing at me. And the girl is behind me, and they're like, give us that van. No, give us those keys. No. And they just kept saying all this stuff. We're gonna shoot you in the leg. And I say no. And just after we, it feels like a long time that they've been doing this. Candy, Candy got her whistle on, and I can't do it. She's like, she like comes. She goes, leave us alone, and she whistles really loud. With her fingers. And I'm like, oh no, what is that gonna do? Oh, yeah, pull it out. Yeah! Maybe I didn't have enough torque. I shift down. Okay. So we're going, and all of a sudden they're like, what did you do? Who are you calling? And Candy's sister opens up the door to their house. What's going on out there? And they didn't have southern accents, but I'm sorry, that's the only girl thing I can do, but. And they're like, all right, you're lucky. We're gonna leave, but we'll be back. And so I like, yeah. So they leave, and I'm like, whoa, oh God, that's over. And then Candy, so I hold her hand, and we're like walking across the street, and she collapses. She's like totally overcome with emotion. And she collapses on the ground in the middle of the road, and so I pick her up. And I'll tell you later. Actually, no, I'll tell you now. I pick her up like Robin Hood, like Robin Hood. And I carry her in the house, and her mom comes over. Candy, what happened? See, she sounds just like my mom. Candy, what happened? And I'm like, and she's just, and she can't talk at all. And so she looks at me and she goes, write a map, tell me what happened. And so I tell her about the whole situation. And she goes, she says, all right, you go home. Woohoo, woohoo, woohoo. You go home and you call us as soon as you get there. Yes, ma'am. Yeah. So I head home, I get in the van, and I'm driving. And I'm like, no big deal. No big deal. I'm like thinking to myself, I'll just drive home, no big deal. Okay. No, don't see any Dodge Colts. I'm okay. So I'm driving home, no big deal. And I get home, about 20 minutes away. And, woohoo! Yeah! Oh, there's a good one. Good little berm there. Woohoo! Yeah! And, normally the routine is for me to go straight in the house and tell my parents that I have arrived, right? Well, that didn't happen. I go in and I call Candy. And she's finally able to talk. AMAP, are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. Did they come after you? No, no, I didn't even see them. Everything's cool. Okay. Well, I said, well, I'll talk to you later. Okay. Bye. So I go in, and so after I talk to her, then I go in and I talk to my mother. Woohoo! Yeehaw! Alright, here we go. Around the corner. Don't hit that tree. Oh, sorry. Now that's my mom's. Oh, that's my mom talking in my head. That's what that is. Don't hit that tree. You be careful. But I'm like, no, let's have fun. Okay. And I'm still 40 years old. I don't need my mama telling me what to do. Anyway, we're like, there's another lizard. Them lizards are all over the place. So I'm like, hey, woo. My mom's like, what happened? No, nothing. Well, I hit that tree. That was bad. See, I should have listened to my mama. Anyway, so I get in, and she's like, what, are you okay? Yeah, everything's fine. Is the van okay? Yeah, everything's fine. Remember, you didn't have insurance on that van. I said, yeah, I know. So, everything's cool, everything's fine. Wee! Wee-ha! 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 A lot of whoopties, a lot of bottoming out, bad rear shock. Yeah, backside, kicking out. Yeah! So my mom, she knows something's up, right? She does, because she's a mother. And mothers know those things. She knew I shouldn't have gone in the first place. But she left it up to me. Yee! And so then we ended up, so I go upstairs, I brush my teeth, you know, and I'm like, everything's cool. Remember, nothing was bothering me. I was like, this is just a normal day. But then, then we end up, wee-haw, yee-haw, wee-hoo, wee-haw, let's whoop this. I'm a whoop this, man, yee-haw. Alright, so I go upstairs, brush my teeth, you know, wash my face so I don't get any zits because I'm a teenager. And then, yeah, I go lay down. And I say a little prayer because that's what I normally do. That's I've been raised, you know, hey, say your prayers before you go to sleep. And I say, thank you, Lord, for not letting me be dead after they pulled the gun on me. And then I lay down, and all of a sudden it hit me. It hit me what exactly happened. It hit me that I was just held up in Las Vegas over a stupid van that had no insurance on it. It was old and crappy anyway. Actually, it was pretty good shape. But anyway, it was an old van. And I just broke out into cold sweats. And I'm like, whoa. Kind of like I was in that jump. Yeehaw! Ooh, that was a good one. So, yeehaw! Dig it. And I'm thinking to myself, that was nuts. Boy, that was crazy. And I'm like, what made me say no? And I had no idea. Still to this day, I have no idea why I said no. No, you can't have my van. Because you're in a whole bunch of Mexicans, a whole bunch of people from Mexico, inside that little car. You know, that would have been a very generous service project. That would have been a cool, random act of kindness. But no, I didn't give it to them. So, anyway, I finally get to sleep after like an hour or two of just sitting there going, holy moly. Yeah, that was a good one. Woo, that was a brute. Oh, yeah. Woo! Yeah, that was a good one. All right, I'm going to wait for him at the crossroad. So, anyway, Candy calls me the next day. Are you still okay? Yeah, I'm fine. No, I wasn't fine when I went to bed, though. I finally hit, and I explained it to her. I'm not as tough as you think I was a little sissy girl. I didn't cry, but it was scary. And so she said, well, you're just like my Robin Hood. You are my Robin Hood. And back at the time, that was the movie that was real popular. It was, Kevin Costner's Robin Hood, where he doesn't speak in an English accent, which is lame. But anyway, so you can kind of tell when I went to high school. If you have Netflix, you might be able to watch that movie. And the best part of that movie is when the bad guy, who I really like, I think he was the bad guy in Die Hard too. He was also in Galaxy Quest. Oh, a lot of rock here, a lot of rock. We're going to go a little bit slower on this rock. Oh, no, not really. We're going to just bounce it off of my skid plates. Bam, bam, bam. So, anyway, he was the guy in Galaxy Quest that had to put the hat. Oh, that was a tree. Don't hit the tree. Oh, there we go. All right. And this guy, he was one of my favorite guys he was like the Spock character in Galaxy Quest. Anyway, my favorite part of that movie is when he goes, I'm gonna find you, and I'm gonna rip your heart out with this spoon. I love that. I thought that was a great analogy. And then the sheriff of Nottingham, who's an idiot, later on goes, why with a spoon? Why would you wonder, why not with a knife or a blade? Because it's dull, you idiot, and it will hurt more. I thought that was hilarious. Alright, we're at the crossroads. Here's a two-way traffic. We're not going to go that way. No, we're not. We're going to stay over here. So, anyway, I didn't die. I didn't get shot. And Candy and I became really good friends. And later on, after I was married, Candy, she comes along, and I'm married, and she's married. And she calls me up, and this is before Facebook, and she's like, hey, Brian, how are you? I'm good. It's good to talk to you. I haven't talked to you in a while. And I'm like, why are you calling me? Well, we're good friends, and I just want to see how you're doing. And I'm like thinking to myself, well, aren't you married? Well, yeah, I'm married. Well, I'm married too, so we shouldn't talk anymore. And that was the last time I spoke with Candy. Kind of a bad situation. I mean, that was kind of rude, right? Well, when you're a newlywed, you don't want to let anything go to chance. No appearance of evil. No, that's bad. Even when you're married, you need to avoid the appearance of evil. So, pow, 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 pow. Don't get shot. Oh, another detail to the story. Candy said that when she's going like this and tucking her head into my back, she peeped over my shoulder, and when she peeped over my shoulder, she saw a gun in the back seat. I didn't see a gun in the back seat. I only saw a gun in the front seat. So, there was actually 2 guns on us. That, or she doesn't know the back seat from the front seat. But anyway, we were safe. And I didn't tell my mom for a really long time. I told my dad probably a week or 2 after it happened. But my mom always knew something was up. She always knew, because she's a mother. She always knew that something bad had happened that night. And so, moral of the story, if your mother tells you don't go somewhere because she doesn't think you should, even though it's against your even though it's not your curfew time, even though there's no rule that says you can't go, you should listen to your mother. Because mothers know these things. You know, she had that spiritual intuition. The spirit was talking to her, saying, don't let your boy go there because a bad thing is going to happen. But luckily we were blessed and we are all alive. So, riding with AMAP in South Carolina. It is nice to be here. Happy to be riding with MotoStorm. I got to think of a cool way to keep saying his name. MotoStorm. Does that sound better? I don't know. We'll figure it out. All right. Goodbye. AMAP out in South Carolina.